trigger.
So, like, this is fucking, like, actually absurd. Oh my god! Thank you, my dear. Reporting in mainstream media, at the very least, is this. Okay? And that's my chat. Anthropic's red lines are no mass surveillance, domestically at least. They love mass surveillance to non-humans, I mean non-Americans. And more importantly, though, no autonomous killer robots. It should terrify everyone that the Pentagon finds these safeguards to be outrageous. To confirm what I'm saying,
the defense secretary
here is the CEO of Anthropic, a major AI corporation.
According to reporting from Axios, gave Anthropic until Friday evening to give the military unfettered access to its
Falf girl, you want a gamba? Fuck yeah, we will spin on those.
AI model or face harsh penalties. The harsh penalties we know, Joe, that could be in question here are including declaring Anthropic a supply chain risk, or even, according to Axios, invoking the Defense Production Act to force the company to tailor its models to the military.
So they're calling it a supply chain risk because they don't want to fully automate the software that might be used for killing people. The argument there is our enemies are going to make Terminators, okay? And we got to do so as well. That's number one. And number two, it's one that's like kind of like we don't want you guys to do what jet manufacturers tend to do to us. So you got to let them train you, right? And only certain people are allowed to fly those motherfuckers. We don't want you to have a monopoly on people who on the trainings one needs to receive in order to fly some of these extremely technically complex killing machines. Because it's going to be a logistical issue, aka it's going to cost us more money. And that is so fucking scary.
Claude is the only
to fly, someone are allowed to fly those motherfuckers. You got to let them train you, right? And only certain people are allowed to fly those motherfuckers. We don't want you to have a monopoly on people who on the trainings one needs to receive in order to fly some of these extremely technically complex killing machines. On the trainings one needs to receive in order to fly some of these extremely on the trainings one needs to receive in order to fly some of these extremely technically complex killing machines. We don't want you to have a monopoly on people who on the trainings one needs to receive in order to fly some of these extremely technically complex killing machines. Because it's going to be a logistical issue, aka it's going to cost us more money. Needs to receive in order to fly some of these motherfuckers. We don't want you to have a monopoly on people who on the trainings one needs to receive in order to fly some of these extremely technically complex killing machines. Because it's going to be a logistical issue, aka it's going to cost us more money. And that is so fucking scary.
Claude is the only active AI model that is really already providing meaningful military and intelligence advantage using advanced AI capabilities. For example, we've seen in reporting by the Wall Street Journal that the raid on Maduro was enabled by offensive cyber capabilities that would not have been possible had Claude not been involved, had Anthropic not been involved. All they're saying is we don't want our tool being used for mass domestic surveillance, and we don't want to.
So fucking dystopian by this demon fucker, okay? This child-touching fucking cunt to say domestic surveillance is terrifying, but not surveillance of everyone else. It's number one, right? But it's what we're used to hearing from the American military-industrial complex, of course. It's Nazism, literally. We are Ubermenschen, you are all subhuman dogs that get to be surveilled. I say surveillance for everyone. I'm a surveillance maxer. I want everybody 100% surveilled in a communist state. But listen to the second part. The second part made me shit bricks.
Our tools being used for autonomous, lethal weapons without a human on the loop.
Oh my fucking God.
That's a pretty modest set of requests. And the DoD views that as so unreasonable that they're now threatening to designate Anthropic a supply chain risk. I'm sympathetic to the DoD in saying it needs flexibility in these contract terms.
Did you just hear this? This is the big news of today, not fucking State of the Union address. The DoD is pressuring AI corporations to create fully automated killing machines. And the AI corporations are fighting it, not because they don't want to create automated killing machines, but because in the long term it would make them less money because, like what? You got to create an automated killing machine once. You know, you can't extract rents from it forever. That's at least my analysis on why they don't want to do it.
よっかく落ち着けせい
来戦姿を
さあ行くぞ間違えた酒が入ってたら一杯分けてくれ
Fucking shit, bro.
I think is an unreasonable escalation is threatening to designate Anthropic as a supply chain risk. That's what we do when we find out companies are secretly have Chinese or Russian.
And of course, like look at the pivot, man. I love Yanks, bro.
Ownership. To take a domestic AI champion at a time when the White House is saying that the AI race with China is equivalent to the space race during the Cold War with the Soviet Union, you do not want to take one of the...
It's literally the Spider-Man, like pointing at each other. In this case, China, like AI corporations are like, you are falling in China's trap, pointing at the DoD, and the DoD is pointing at the AI corporation saying, no, you are falling in the Chinese trap by not allowing us to create Terminators. America's so dead.
Crown jewels of your industry and light it on fire over something like this. There is a better way to resolve this dispute than the absolutist stance the administration is taking.
The defense secretary, this is according to
Right. Like, insane story. I know why more people aren't covering it. Okay, let's see the longer. But before we do so, let us spin for our 20 gifter, Fourth Girl 689. Thank you, Alexophilia. Very nice to see you. Thank you for the 10 months. Alexophilia, always a pleasure. Producer, can you please remind me? All on black. We are putting all on black. All on black. All on black. Okay. Clear all bets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. Holy mother of God, that's a lot of money. And it's not, this is 20 times 5. At least I hope. I fucking chatters that lie to me about how much their shit costs. They're fucking assholes. And we spin for fourth. Fourth girl, we spin.
0.
I win. Holy shit, did that just happen? If you tell me that 0 means they win, I will lose my mind. Your luck is not good today. Holy shit. This never happened before. This never happened before. My luck has returned, chat. Eat my motherfucking ass, bro. Chat bricks, bro. Definitely you have lost your 20. I shat bricks, bro. And the way it just stops on 0, like it spins and it's 0. 0 is nuts. 0 actually is nuts. Ha! That was a great moment, chat. That's why I love Gamma so much. The point of 0 is giving the house its edge. Figgy, you are my mod. You are on my team. You work for the casino. Shut the f*** much. The point of 0 is giving the house its edge. Figgy, you are my mod. You are on my team. You work for the casino. Shut the fuck up. you're fired. Like, you're my enforcer, Ufigi. You're literally in the mob. Why are you telling the people coming to the mob's casino about why, on average, in the long term, the casino wins? Son of a bitch, dude. I swear. The Austrian drive towards being a snitch is crazy. You're lucky, you guys. Both times I lost 20. I'm so sorry, Falf Girl. You're one of the most unlucky gamblers here because this house loses 24/7. 24/7. I'm not Austrian. Okay, some form of fucking... What are you, Ufigi? What are you? Why the fuck are you not Austrian? What is you? Danish? Ah, fucking same shit, man. Listen, almost all of my mods are Austrian and some form of Scandinavian. And I confused their nationalities because all white people look the same to me, okay? Actually, apologies. Look at me in the eyes. I'm genuinely very sorry. It was not intended. I'm just very angry at you for being nationalities because all white people look the same to me, okay? Actually, apologies. Look at me in the eyes. I'm genuinely very sorry. It was not intended. I'm just very angry at you for being a snitch! I don't apologize for that. But confusing your ethnicity was kind of a shitty thing. I apologize. Doesn't undermine the fact that you're a snitch. And now Danish makes even more sense. And like two Americans, me and Cuphead. You guys don't count. You don't count. I was talking about the nationalities of the humans. You're American, so you're not in the human category. A bit different. You know, I have humans of multiple ethnicities, and then I have Americans, whatever the fuck that is.
The CEO of one of the biggest AI companies in the world is meeting with Defense Secretary.
But yes, no, Joe, I am angry at Ufigi. Ufigi is now designated a snitch.
Pete Hegseth today as the Pentagon threatens to essentially blacklist that company, Anthropic, from lucrative government contracts if the AI company doesn't lift its restrictions on how the military can use its technology. The Pentagon has...
This is so crazy. This is like Hitler 1 versus Hitler 2.
A $200 million contract with Anthropic. And a source tells CNN that the company has concerns over two issues: AI-controlled weapons and mass domestic surveillance of American citizens. Let's talk about this with Jacob Ward. He is a technology journalist and host of the Rip Current podcast. He's also the author of the book, The Loop: How AI is Creating a World Without Choices and How to Fight Back. Jacob, the Pentagon here wants this company, Anthropic, to lift its restrictions for how the military uses its model. They want it to be able to be used for what's they're calling all...
We love you here, Fulf Girl. Can somebody fucking gift Fulf Girl a sub like yesterday? She just oiled 20 of you and nobody returned the favor. Fucking insane. Actually insane.
Lawful use. What are Anthropic's concerns with that?
Well, Brianna, this is a very unusual situation in my experience because typically when government use of technology begins, that means that new restraints are going to be put onto that company. The company's new restraints are going to be put onto that company. The companies typically, traditionally, just pull toward greater and greater capabilities, and the assumption is that the government and democracy will somehow dampen down the dangers here. What Anthropic is discovering is that they don't live in that world anymore. Suddenly, they're dealing with a Defense Department that wants to be able to use their technology for whatever they want. And Dario Amodei, the CEO of this company, who has written very openly about his
FML, when I'm developing Cyclone B to put it in the showers so I can kill the subhumans. But then they say, oh no, we just want to drop Cyclone B on entire cities. And I'm like, put it in the showers so I can kill the subhumans. But then they say, oh no, we just want to drop Cyclone B on entire cities. And I'm like, whoa. I signed up for concentration camps, not dropping their shit on cities. That's what we're experiencing here now.
Concerns that his technology and the industry in general could be misused for all sorts of authoritarian purposes is specifically objecting to the possibility that we could be using this technology to surveil Americans en masse or to create weapons that fire themselves and kill people without human intervention. Supposedly, the trigger here for him in part was discovering that his work was in fact used in the capture of Nicolas Maduro through Anthropic's partner Palantir in a way that he didn't know anything about. He evidently found out about that the same way we all did. And it is this effort inside a company that is making this world-changing technology to try to impose some restrictions on that technology that now has him running afoul of the Pentagon, Brianna.
So, what I'm hearing is we already reached the stage where a company has created military tech through the utilization of algorithmic technology, and it's now doing shit that their private owners didn't intend it to do. This is the biggest story of the fucking week. Do algorithmic technology through military tech through the utilization of algorithmic technology, and it's now doing shit that their private owners didn't intend it to do. This is the biggest story of the fucking week. Maybe the fucking month. Fucking hell, man.
Can you talk a little bit about how AI maybe has been used for, say, controlling weapons and mass surveillance, and what concerns that usage has raised?
Well, according to the reports we're seeing, Anthropic's technology, which is the only company, by the way, that is allowed inside the most classified systems in the military, is being used for all sorts of things that it's supposedly great at, including things like cyber offense. You need to be able to exchange digital fire with an opponent in nanosecond time scales that human beings could never be part of. That's an incredible use of it. But at the same time, what AI makes possible is things like, there's technology that we've seen, research that we've seen that could turn a Wi-Fi router into an essentially a radar inside a home that could tell you exactly where somebody was at any given time. It is the pattern recognition power of AI, something that a team of people, in a...
What the fuck? Open presence. Always a pleasure to have such a established gentleman pass through my stream. I salute you, and I thank you. Gift another 25. Yeah, he's not here. You actually treat our guest of honor as a guest of honor, Thank you, Snark, for the 5 as well. No, Snark has to compete. Snark sees like open presence, like, I gotta do something. Necro Striker, thank you for paying forward as well. And paying forward to open presence nonetheless. Very, very good. AKA Sasha, thank you for the 6 months. Solidarity always. Solidarity with you as well. Big fucking G's. Absolute big G's. Anyways, what are we covering? We are covering arguably the biggest story that for some reason everybody's fucking missing. And that is... we are already using algorithmic technology to kill people, and sometimes without any human interacting with the interface of said life-altering or life-ending technology. Pretty fucking insane.
A vast building or a bunch of people with headphones on in a van could never imagine. As a surveillance technology, it is incredible. In fact, it's so incredible that...
Did I miss Snark? No, I said thank you to Snark. Thank you to Necro Striker. Thank you to I Don't Think So. And of course, Sasha for the 6 months. Thank you very much, everyone.
Dario Amadei actually wrote recently, he said here, powerful AI looking across billions of conversations from millions of people could gauge public sentiment, detect...
Hugo, what was your favorite thing to do in China? Smoke cigarettes and drink Chinese beer. Some way it is in almost every country. Anybody who wants to gamba, inform my lovely producer, Cuphead.
Billions of conversations from millions of people could gauge public sentiment, detect pockets of disloyalty forming, and stamp them out before they grow. That's the kind of concern that Amadei has here. here.
Unbelievable. I mean, when you talk about the possibilities here.
And we would love to use that technology on foreigners, but using it domestically would be disgusting because, as we all know, foreigners are not necessarily human beings. But Americans, did I say human beings? Foreigners don't have rights. Americans have rights, which is basically the same as you saying that one is a human being, the other one not necessarily.
So the way this threat would kind of operate is Axios is reporting that the Pentagon would deem that they're threatening to deem Anthropic a what's called a supply chain risk. That would essentially blacklist Anthropic from having government contracts. It's an approach that's usually taken with companies that are extensions of foreign adversaries like China or Russia. If Anthropic doesn't play ball here, because as you say, they're unique in that they kind of plug into this top secret nature of the US systems, is there another company that can provide those same AI services and that would be willing to capitulate on these potential human rights and civil liberties concerns?
Well, according to the reporting that we're seeing right now, Anthropic is the one that they want to use. And one defense official told Axios that the reason we are talking to these guys is because they are so good. That is the problem that the Defense Department is facing. But while you say, Anthropic is unique, it's not entirely unique, and it has some very close competitors. You have Google, you have Meta, and you have XAI, which is Elon Musk's company. All of them have, are in line for this possible contract. And at least one of them, and according to Axios, that's XAI, that's Elon Musk's company, has said they can use it without any safeguards whatsoever. They won't be bringing any of this, internal hand-wringing to it. They'll say, you go ahead and use it in any way you want. And it may be that could cost Anthropic this $200 million contract unless the Defense Department figures out that technology is irreplaceable truly. But at this point, the heat is on in terms of the competition technologically. And so it seems to me that this is a real pickle that Dario Amodei has gotten into.
It's especially what he's missing. What he's missing is when you are developing military equipment, especially in the United States. And in this case, this is supposed to be military equipment that renders almost all intelligence gathering software and, more importantly, hyper-targeted murder software irrelevant. You only have one client. You only have one potential client. And in that situation, the market logic reverses on itself. Because, well, this corporation, let's even imagine, let's live in a liberal utopia where we can believe that a corporation that makes killing and spying machines actually cares about ethics. Sorry, I had to laugh after saying that. But let's believe that. Let's believe something like that exists. It wouldn't be relevant. It wouldn't be relevant because there's only one client. There's a monopoly of the client, which is the United States Ministry of War, Department of War, U.S. military-industrial complex. So even if they had the best of intentions, which again is an insane fallacy, their only client is the one that gets to debate whether they get to it or not. And you might say, no, but they can go and sell somewhere to someone else. Sure, they can sell to American military allies. Monopsony, yes. Monopsony. They can't. If these guys are you fucking stupid? If these guys start thinking of selling this to the Chinese or the Russians or the stupid U.S. military industrial, it wouldn't be relevant. It wouldn't be relevant because there's only one client. There is a corporation that makes killing and spying machines actually cares about ethics. Sorry, I had to laugh after saying that. But let's believe that. Let's believe something like that exists. It wouldn't be relevant. It wouldn't be relevant because there's only one client. There is a monopoly of the client, which is the United States Ministry of War, Department of War, U.S. military-industrial complex. So even if they had the best of intentions, which again is an insane fallacy, their only client is the one that gets to debate whether they get to do it or not. And you might say, no, but they can go and sell somewhere to someone else. Sure, they can sell to American military allies. Monopsony, yes. Monopsony. They can. If these guys are you fucking stupid? If these guys start thinking of selling this to the Chinese or the Russians or the, I don't know, the Indians, they will kill them. Probably their AI will predicate to the American Ministry of Defense that they're going to sell it, and they will shoot them. This is so. Yes, TLDR. The corporation in this case, funnily enough, ironically enough, does not have much of a choice in how deadly the tool that they have built that can almost self-upgrade becomes, because they only have one client. Monop Sony. Small pause from these very highbrow conversations, I guess, to Gamba! Because we always balance those two. Snark gifted 5. Snark, did you want to spin that wheel? Producer, please tell me. Do we spin?
You know, the rough train bar.
Brava.
You are worried about the use of your technology. You're trying to impose what you consider some ethical constraints on it, and that suddenly could cost you a $200 million contract. This is that thing where, you know, the rubber meets the road when you try.
That can cause you losing a contract with only one thing. Now, the reason I wanted to cut it off with Gamba, again, congratulations to Snark, is because there's another part to this conversation, and that is why capitalists will always have a chokehold on any state, including a capitalist state, that to an extent goes rogue by being the only client, therefore controlling both supply and demand, because they're the only one that can buy this from you. Capital will not stand for that. What do you mean by this? Come on, think about it. And there's historical examples of capital not standing for it. Not standing for the client. Defining what the product is supposed to be or not. Come on. They create new clients. They invent new needs and wants. And there's historical examples of capital not standing for it. Capitalists will always have a chokehold on any state, including a capitalist state, that to an extent goes rogue by being the only client, therefore controlling both supply and demand, because they're the only one that can buy this from you. Capital will not stand for that. What do you mean by this? Come on, think about it. And there's historical examples of capital not standing for it. Not standing for the client. Defining what the product is supposed to be or not. Come on. They create new clients. They invent new needs and wants in particular. But wants for whom, you might ask, if they can't sell to the Russians or the Chinese? Private military corporations, and more importantly, they will start heavily marketing to private enterprises that they need to get in on the ground floor when it comes to what? developing artificial intelligence weaponry. Isn't that funny? And who could have guessed that? Absolutely everyone. Absolutely every leftist of all time. I'm making this too complicated. If the Ministry of Defense of the United States, the Department of War, refuses to negotiate with massive corporations that are developing basically killer tech, these corporations will try and create new clients by marketing aggressively to corporations and introducing them to the idea that we all are making this too complicated. If the Ministry of Defense of the United States, the Department of War, isn't that funny? And who could have guessed that? Absolutely everyone. Absolutely every leftist of all time. I'm making this too complicated. If the Ministry of Defense of the United States, the Department of War, refuses to negotiate with massive corporations that are developing basically killer tech, these corporations will try and create new clients by marketing aggressively to corporations and introducing them to the idea that we all know this world is going towards, which is private armies. That's it. Oh, the DoD doesn't want to. The DoD refuses to negotiate with massive corporations that are developing basically killer tech. These corporations will try and create new clients by marketing aggressively to corporations and introducing them to the idea that we all know this world is going towards, which is private armies. That's it. Oh, the DoD doesn't want to. The DOW doesn't want to buy my particular brand of killing machine. I'll sell it to Google. Fuck the DoD.
Try to be an ethical business leader. You know, in the end, we're talking here just broadly here, Brianna, about like who can
just came in and missed whatever. They already have AI-powered robots supposedly doing corpse and bomb retrieval. They already have AI-powered tools kidnapping the president of Venezuela. We just had a CEO of a major AI corpo basically say, yo, yeah, they used my shit to calculate everything when they were kidnapping peace, vuvuzela presidente.
Controls AI and under what terms are they going to? All of these stories are basically one big story about the future of this technology and who is going to control it. And I think what could happen next is you could see somebody with fewer scruples, fewer ethical qualms, stepping up to the mic and saying, I'm going to go ahead and give you whatever you need here.
New reporting from Axios.
Of course, the market will adapt. Of course.
Details just.
But I think it's what is more interesting is that that they will realize that, you know, eternal contracts only with the Department of War are not going to make them as much money as generating new clients. Okay.
How tense this meeting actually could be, with one defense official saying Anthropic knows this is not a get-to-know-you meeting, this is not a friendly meeting, this is a shit or get off the pot meeting. What led to this moment? Reporting by Axios that the Pentagon is threatening to cut ties with and cut off Anthropic. The company, if the company continues to say that the military should not use their AI for mass surveillance or fully autonomous weapons. The top Democrat on the House Science and Tech Committee was just on the show. Here's her take.
Anthropic is trying to do the right thing, so far as I can tell, and put their own guardrails in, even in the absence of legislation. I think this best.
My analysis of why Anthropic is doing this is because they can't sell a subscription service basically to the army if they let the killer robot run itself. Because otherwise, how do you sell the training subscription service, the upgrade subscription service, all the fucking murder subscription services? This way, the AI will, not AI, the fucking, you know, fucking algorithmic murder machine will upgrade itself, it will train itself, it will etc etc. So I think the AI corporation has qualms with this because of intellectual property disputes, like unironically intellectual property disputes on killing machines. I love this planet.
I can tell the Pentagon is trying to talk Anthropic out of doing the responsible thing.
Joining me now is one of the reporters behind all of this new detail and reporting, Dave Lawler, the National Security Editor for Axios. It's good to see you again, Dave. Tell me more about what you're hearing in terms of what could happen in this meeting and come out of it.
Sure. So the Pentagon is saying it is unacceptable for Anthropic to put any limitations on how they use their model. They're saying that if you're a contractor with the military...
Same like how I say there should be no limitation on how many taxes Westerners in developing world chatters pay while supporting this motherfucking show. Let's make that number go up, paint the chat.
The Pentagon putting this supply fire safeguard saying... tool and
motherfucking show. Let's make that number go up, paint the chat pour play.
You give us your tool and we use it however we see fit. But Anthropic is saying we have some concerns. We have built our software with some safeguards in it around things, as you mentioned, like surveillance or developing weapons that fire without humans. We're not willing to drop those guardrails. The Pentagon is saying, if you won't play ball, if you won't come over to our way of thinking, we will cut off your contract. And there are a plethora of other penalties that we could apply, including this supply chain risk designation to Anthropic, to basically say that anyone who does business with the Pentagon cannot do business with Anthropic. So, a lot of brinksmanship leading up into this meeting. We've been texting with sources on both sides ahead of the meeting. They're expecting it to be not a particularly friendly occasion at the Pentagon. It should start in about a half hour, 10:30 ish. And so, I think that right now both sides are very dug in. The Pentagon says our policy is not going to change. Anthropic says our policy is not going to change. And so we'll see, what happens coming out of this meeting, whether the relationship completely breaks down.
Yeah, like the wild card factor here is like our policy is not going to change, but like we don't even know what we're dealing with AI and how it develops. Like policy doesn't apply to the thing that's changing our world as we speak. I digress. Why is Anthropic and its Claude model so important to the Pentagon?
This is such basic fucking journalism that these guys aren't doing, man. They're not asking any of the fucking questions.
So Claude is currently the only AI model that's available in classified systems.
This is such basic fucking journalism that these guys aren't doing, man. They're not asking any of the fucking questions. It's great.
So Claude is currently the only AI model that's available in classified systems at the Pentagon. So if the Pentagon wants to do research and development on weapon systems or wants to conduct a raid to capture the president of Venezuela, Claude was actually used as part of that operation. Claude is currently the only AI model that's available in that space. Now, we reported last night that Elon Musk's XAI has signed a deal to move into classified spaces. They're working with Google and OpenAI to try to move them in there as well. But defense officials, even though they're very mad at Anthropic, they admit that Claude is very, very good. It's very useful for them. And so they don't want to sort of cut off their nose to spite their face by blacklisting Claude. And yet, as we're discussing, they're so dug in on this position that you cannot restrict. We have our own protocols at the Pentagon about how we do and don't use things. You, as the vendor, don't get to tell us what we can't do with your technology. So, but again, part of the problem for them is that Claude is just very, very useful to the military.
Dave, is there an obvious or compromise or middle ground here that you're picking up, like what the Pentagon wants and what Anthropic wants to protect?
We are insane. We are insane. Joe, do you think there's a compromise on AI killer robots? Is there a middle ground on AI killer robot?
Like where they could meet in the middle on this?
So I see a potential solution where they keep Claude in their systems until they feel like there is a replacement that's ready to roll. And so some kind of accommodation where this tension plays out for a period of months, and then if they can't resolve it, they rip out Claude and they move Google's Gemini or some other system in. I don't currently see a point where Dario, the CEO of Anthropic, goes into this meeting and says, fine, have it your way.
Right.
He has written and spoken a lot about his concerns on these issues. And I also don't see a point where the Pentagon entirely backs down. So there may be a point where neither side is able to declare victory. They muddle on for a bit, and then they claw out later on. But I don't expect, handshakes and hugs at the end of this meeting.
All right.
Trigger.
Side.
Well, we're learning that the Pentagon is testing a device that could be behind mysterious ailments that hit American spies, diplomats, and troops.
Sorry, I had to click on this. I know it's very old, but holy shit. Their shit is gonna get hacked by some kid in their parents' basement. Claw is trash. Well, right now, apparently it's not. Used to be afraid of solar flares ruining society forever, but I welcome it now. Anthropic is focusing on software dev, whereas the others are trying to do everything. Here's a Reddit thread where nerds talk about it. I mean, I don't need to read the Reddit thread to understand that pretty much everybody is competing to get one of the biggest fucking glutinous pay pigs on the planet, the American State Department, to be, to have them as their main client for the weaponry technology that they're trying to develop. Those are some of the. I mean, I don't agree with that argument, but was one of the only relatively logical arguments on why the bubble is never going to be burst is because guns and porn, right? There's always never. Those are some of the. I mean, I don't agree with that argument, but was one of the only relatively logical arguments on why the bubble is never going to be burst is because guns and porn, right? There's always going to be money flowing into this shit because of the potential that it can have, not for curing your fucking hangover or cutting your fucking cancer out, but because of the fucking porn it can generate and the killer machines that it can upgrade, right? But this story in particular is exceptional. That porn, right? I agree with that argument, but was one of the only relatively logical arguments on why the bubble is never going to be burst is because guns and porn, right? There's always going to be money flowing into this shit because of the potential that it can have, not for curing your fucking hangover or cutting your fucking cancer out, but because of the fucking porn it can generate. Because guns and porn, right? There's always going to be money flowing into this shit because of the potential that it can have, not for curing your fucking hangover or cutting your fucking cancer out, but because of the fucking porn it can generate and the killer machines that it can upgrade, right? But this story in particular is exceptionally fascinating. It is exceptionally fucking fascinating. Of course, the market will adapt to that. There will be alternative AI corporations that go to the Department of War and give them the weapons they need with zero scruples. It is 2026. We just watched a self-respecting CNN journalist literally talk to a guy analyzing Skynet. As cliche as that might sound. And be like, yo, can we have a compromise on automated killer robots? I never thought I'd live to see that, to live in literally the future, but I guess I got to this point. I need to speed up my liver, eventual liver cirrhosis to get away. But I'm fucking around now. Fuck these guys, man. Fuck them goddamn clanker shits, dude. Clankers think they can come up in my proletarian hood. Fuck that shit, man. We'll be hanging clankers from every motherfucking tree from here to goddamn Nebraska until some proud clanker proletariats join our fucking class, and then we will stop calling them clankers. Yeah. Insane story. And the market will adapt. Fucking AI corporations with less scruples are going to sell. And alternatively, also AI corporations are going to realize, as they always do when selling these types of products, that they need to diversify their clientele base, because you can't, like, you know, you can't have eternal number go up only with one client to an extent that will satisfy the speed at which you want to grow, which is, you know, always bigger, faster, stronger, better. Clanker proletariats, well, of course. Don't you know that's going to be the next contradiction? That's unironically probably going to be the contradiction of a socialist society. Between automated labor and humanoid labor. Unless we enslave some aliens, you know, then that's going to be the contradiction. But yeah, my beautiful chatters, what a great stream. After a story like this, I mean, we're towards the end anyways. After a story like this, I cannot do better than that. A conversation about fucking killer robots, I can't top that shit. I cannot top that shit. One of the best, one of the most, let's say, entertaining streams that I've ever had. No joke. This was really fun. I laughed a lot.
When is it out already? It might be out, but it's not fully out yet. We don't have the free Varka in the mail. I don't get it. Holy, it's time. Varka is an animo DPS character. Okay. Why is the trial him with no teammates? Wait, how does he have the infusion? Oh, they're giving him full premium for this, huh? And they're giving him free melts? Oh my god, yeah, they really wanted to... Why does he make that noise? It is crazy that they gave him cryo slimes just so that he would feel good. My camera is struggling to keep up with what I'm trying to do, man. Before we actually get around to properly testing Varka, the highlight of the patch, the most important thing, the main reason why I was so excited. New album! Let's fucking go! Sea shanties resounding. If you pulled for Varka and you had him pre-farmed and you would be willing to lend me your account for testing, send me a DM on Discord. While we wait for that, we can watch the trailer. I saw a screenshot of that part on Twitter a few times. Is it weird that I think that Timmy yelling pigeons is more fan service than that fucking angle of Gene was? Like, it's a different kind of fan service, but like, Nix, you're gonna tell me about emergency food. Good one, man. Marvel slop fan service. You get it. All right, chat. We got one Varka offered, but he's level 70. So can we do better? Mine is level 7 or level 90, but no talents. I mean, that's better than nothing, right? Yeah, sure. Fuck it. All right, but what region are you on again? NA. Oh, really? Low ping gameplay. Bro, I'm from Canada. Don't lie. There's like 3 people in Canada, and 2 of them are me and Nick. And like statistically, the 3rd one has got to be a woman. Oh, we got to be... Bro, why is Malika Singh so fucking huge? What the hell, man? Bro, it's so much... Varka's sword is so much smaller. That's not very poggers. Why is he doing quests? We need to get the Varka witch buff. Is a witch buff the 2.2x now? It's just cooldown reduction.
You scared him away.
Oh, I failed the quest. Holy shit. Damn, we failed permanently. The 2.2x now. It's just cooldown reduction.
Hey, you scared him away.
Oh, I failed the quest. Holy shit. Damn, we failed permanently. Account ruined. Thank God it's not my account. How are you gonna get the witch buff now? On my account, once we get the free Varka, I'll ruin 2x now. It's just cooldown reduction.
Hey, you scared him away.
Oh, I failed the quest. Holy shit. Shit. Damn. We failed permanently. Account ruined. Thank God it's not my account. How are you gonna get the witch buff now? On my account, once we get the free Varka, I'll make sure that I do it properly. Varka overworld thing is basically in each. No, it's worse, I think. Because it's I'll make sure that I do it properly. Varka overworld thing is basically in each. No, it's worse, I think. Because it's a lot slower. Isn't his X passive barely useful? Yeah, but if we're gonna be looking at combos and comparing combos, we want to be able to do the right combos, you know? I'm gonna be honest, because it's a lot slower. Isn't his X passive barely useful? Yeah, but if we're gonna be looking at combos and comparing combos, we want to be able to do the right combos, you know? I'm gonna be honest, attack speed difference is a lot more noticeable than I expected it to be, right? Like, comparing this to how he felt in the trial, he feels significantly slower. Maybe it's just a feeling thing. Actually, does it matter? But he fell on Scroll. Is Scroll better than VV? I don't actually know. Okay, so Varka, we'll start with the premium, right? Look at what we get. We'll figure out combos first. So let me open up Excel, have his list of attacks. Charge attack 1, 196. Not saying it. So first of all, let's take a look at the most basic combos. So just spam normal attack until you have the skill, then use the skill, and then just keep going like that. I think we'll always swap out after the second skill, maybe. Okay. We do have a lot of extra time. Okay, well, how does the Bennett buff line up?
Yahoo! Time for takeoff.
Yeah, Bennett buff expires right after the skill here, so we probably don't want to do anything more than that. Yeah, we don't even have the Bennett buff on the N1 after, if we just smash normals. His attacks look so much slower without his sync. They do, man, they do. Fuck, it looks so bad. So most basic combo is gonna be 2 and 5E. Very, 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 very simple. Wait, how's the... Ooh, combo is gonna be 2 and 5E. Very... very, very, very simple. Wait, how's the... Ooh, what? You can cancel your N5 with the charge attack before it hits? That's so dumb. Why is it like, why do they do that? It means you can't buffer it. Anyways, we have of all of these, 1 of this, 2 of these. Fuck! It's everywhere! Let's try the Entussi now. Fuck. That doesn't look like everywhere. Let's try the Entussi now. Fuck. That doesn't look like it's gonna work with Bennett buff. Yeah, I guess you would have to E at the end then, right? Yeah, I guess this is what you do. Or maybe you do E twice, actually. Maybe that's better. It seems kind of annoying to buffer it. What about if you dash cancel the charge attack? No, that's probably ass too, right? Can you dash cancel the charge attack? That might be what you want to do, actually. Yeah, okay. There's a really annoying thing that if you pre-buffer your charge attack while you don't have the skill available, even if you get the skill available before the charge attack goes off, it'll do the normal charge attack instead of the special one. You want to see the full team DPS? No, that's gonna be a secret for later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get 4 N2s and 1 N1. Okay, I think I like this combo better if you're gonna be N2-seeing. What about the N4C? What the fuck am I doing? Wait, I kind of like this though. How bad is the N1C? Yeah, I guess the problem is you don't get the 4, 5. So you get 4 N2s and 1 N1. Okay, I think I like this combo better if you're gonna be N-seeing. What about the N4C? What the fuck am I doing? Wait, I kind of like this though. How bad is N1C? Thunder! Yeah, I guess the problem is you don't get enough attacks for the witch passive. But maybe his skill sucks so much that you don't care. Yeah, maybe you alternate N1C and N4C. Because it kind of looks like the N1C is doing well. 2 cause, by the way, doing 70k DPS. True. What weapon is on this, by the way? Fucking stupid ass dog shit skin. Worst thing they've ever added to the game. I can't tell what weapon it is. 717 base attack. I don't remember what Venti's base attack is, so that doesn't help me. I think 5. You're right, it is 5. That sucks. Because I like N1C the most right now. And 1C doesn't have enough hits to get his skill. Why is he already at 80k with Durin doing nothing? Because we're... Like, Durin is doing nothing here, but, like, Durin isn't going to be doing that much for the team, right? Because when you're proccing VV, you already have Shred, and Durin animation times are long, and we're stopping the DPS right at the end of our uptime. I mean, it'll be higher than this, but not as high as you might be expecting. I think I want to try to do N2C and then 2 N4C. So it seems like we're stabilizing around 90k. 92, 93. Is my skill issue causing problems? So it seems like we're stabilizing around 90k. 92, 93. Is my skill issue causing problems? How is it actually worse if I just spam normal attack and use the skill? Thunder! Up the ante! It is a bit lower, but it's not much lower. Why do you skip Venti's N1? Bro, that's Bennett buff uptime. I don't want to be using that on Venti. Honestly, what if we do this instead? Up the ante! Watch out! Oh, that might be better, yeah. Well, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, this guy looks better. I guess the VV uptime matters less with Durin. It's similar, honestly. Oh, I know. This is Serpent Spine. And Durin is on the wrong weapon right now. Black Sword instead of a weapon with a useful passive. But how about replacing the N5 with Q? Bro, the Q does as much damage as 2 attacks. Show it. Burst is level 2 on this. So it'll look even worse. But I think that's what we do. So... 2, 1. I think that's what we do. So 2, 1, 2, swap out. Wait a sec. Okay, I gotta double check this. You have to be careful not to swap too early, because you can swap in the middle of your charge attack and it just makes you lose the charge attack. Okay, what about the combos that don't use charge attack? Fix builds and try again. The only build that needs fixing is Durin weapon, I think. Okay, if I just change the charge attack here to a skill. Thunder! Okay, that's annoying. You get locked out of swap during skill animation, unlike during charge attack animation. Okay, never N3C with the fucking thing active. Because when you have the thing active and you try to N3C, you don't get the fucking pyro hit. Is it just a fucking give up angle on combo optimization? Because none of it matters that much. Doesn't seem like we're getting a major DPS upgrade from anything anyways. Wait, actually, is there ever a world where level 40 SIG is better than... Probably not, right? Let's first navigate towards that. Okay, let me not play this in Overworld. How the hell am I supposed to have a good time in Overworld without Veressa? Where's Veressa? This damage looks wrong. Are we actually gonna be out damaging Maoiko with Varka? No, this damage also looks wrong. But do I need to be at the Lantern? I probably need to be at the Lantern. I didn't realize this yoinked your stats. No, something's wrong here. Also, wait, they put out the Lantern? They can do that? Or was the lantern not lit up to begin with? It was never lit? Oh, okay. I'll just fucking use the flower to hit the thing above their head. But you don't need to, right? If you don't have a lunar character. Other than Fav weapons, I actually can't remember the last time I had to farm to level a weapon, like, for like, ascend, like, enemy mats like this. Like, this is crazy. Is this what it's like for whales that get all the 5-star weapons? I will need more. Oh, there's not that many on the map, huh? Buy it from the shop. There's got to be something deeply wrong with you as a person if you buy that. If you buy enemy mats like that from the shop. Like, I could understand it if it's enemies that, like, people find annoying. Right, like specters, when, like, Kairagis had, like, really bad drops. But for this shit, when, like, every enemy drops, like, 30 of them, let's level the weapon as much as we can with that. And it's probably already gonna be an upgrade, even at, like, level 70. No, actually, that's not it.
Brace yourself.
Dude, I don't know. I'm so fucking lost.
Up the ante!
Ooh, maybe that's the combo I want to do, actually.
Watch out!
No, that's too fast. That's too fast. That's too fast. I guess we do add a couple more attacks after. How am I doing this? What am I doing? What the fuck do I want to do? Wasn't he supposed to have 120k with Sig? This Sig is level fucking 80 right now. Isn't Venti after Bennett? I looked at both and they're basically the same. I think Venti before Bennett is better if you skip Bennett. His animation time is a lot shorter. And then you end up having, like, not losing out on that much VV uptime while gaining out on a lot of Bennett uptime.
Going in.
Slash! Watch out!
I kind of like this rotation time-wise. Maybe I can swap out earlier, actually. Oops. Ooh, that was awful. That was terrible. That was dog shit. Ah. No, if I swap out that early, I have to wait for Durin Burst. We can take a look at some rotations with Varka Burst, I guess. Like, maybe you can buffer the Varka Burst in a way that actually makes it a DPS gain. Okay, no, you can't. Nope, 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 nope. Well, maybe this is better.
Thunder! Leave it to me!
Ooh, wait a second. Can the Fab fucking proc earlier, please? We're still higher than before, though, even waiting for the fucking barnacles like that. Yeah, okay. I think I like this one the most. And for CE twice. Let's get back to...
Leave it to me!
Ooh, wait a second. Can the Fab fucking proc earlier, please? We're still higher than before, though, even waiting for the fucking barnacles like that. Yeah, okay. I think I like this one the most. Still a second. Can the Fab fucking proc earlier, please? We're still higher than before, though, even waiting for the fucking barnacles like that. Yeah, okay. I think I like this one the most. And for CE twice. Let's get back to non-sig, see what we get with that combo.
価格守りし先行よ来たれせよ行け
光の裁きを受ける
移してこよい月をさて片付けましょう洞察途中律令を生むはっ
Ooh, on Serpent Spine. Let's just make sure that the combo actually functions here. Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, I think I like this combo the most.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Thunder! It's so straightforward too. I'm gonna Q. E on Durin instead of E. EQ? I can't do that. I need the energy, I just realized. I wanted to QE so I would know exactly when I can swap out. I need 3 eggs, or I know. It's just that your last options kind of suck. What? Wait, how much of a fraud is Venti? What? TDDS the Bennett? She's on even sword, not TDDS. Options kind of suck. What? Wait, how much of a fraud is Venti? What? TDDS the Bennett? She's on even sword, not TDDS. They're basically... Thunder! It's so straightforward too. I'm gonna QE on Durin instead of EQ. I can't do that. I need the energy, I just realized. I wanted to QE so I would know exactly when I can swap out. I need 3 eggs, or I know. It's just that your last options kind of suck. What? Wait, how much of a fraud? What? Wait, how much of a fraud is Venti? What? TDDS the Bennett? She's on even sword, not TDDS. They're basically about as good as each other. But I can do the rotation that would tend to get the infusion. That's kind of a big deal, actually, isn't it? Stay back! Oh god, energy is cooked. I mean, sure, if it works, it works. We'll stay on Black Sword because we want to compare between Sucrose and Venti, and we were on... Actually, should I build Sucrose full damage? Because, like, you want to swap to her after Bennett anyways, because her buffs last a shorter period of time. So she's going to snapshot her burst when she has it. Nobody has talents like you. Yeah, my Triple Crown Sucrose. I guess we get an inflated first has it. Nobody has talents like you. Yeah, my Triple Crown Sucrose. I guess we get an inflated first rotation because we have the burst. An inflated first rotation because we have the burst. But I guess I should build more energy on her, right? I don't know if we want to burst every rotation, but we definitely want at least enough ER to burst every other rotation. 195 ER. But now that I'm not on EM, I shouldn't use Wandering Even Star. Should use TDDS. And we want to have the burst rotation lining up with the TDDS rotation, right? Holy fuck. We tickled the 100k there. Wait a second. Wait. The thing is, I don't know if your buffs are still up when you do that. It seems like they are, yeah. That kind of looks nice then. Yeah, Venti is a fucking fraud. I mean, this is kind of cheating. We're against a stationary enemy, which is making Sucrose burst infusion a lot more reliable. But it seems like if you do get the infusion, this shit is like just about as good as Venti. I knew it. When I was doing my calcs on it, I was getting Sucrose pretty fucking close to Venti. And I saw other people's calcs putting Sucrose like so far behind, and I was like, something's wrong here. Yeah, I guess I did lose some damage by Venti not min-maxing Venti artifacts, so Venti should still be ahead. But like, it's not that big of a gap, I think. New mail? That's the free Varka. That's the free Varka right there. That was 30 primos from a code. Fuck you. What if we just fucking stick to ER Sand and we QE? I thought he was gonna put Fav on Varka. Fuck. That's the free Varka. That's the free Varka right there. That was 30 primos from a code. Fuck you. What if we just fucking stick to ER Sand and we QE? I thought he was gonna put Fav on code. Fuck you. What if we just fucking stick to ER Sand and we QE? I thought he was gonna put Fav on Varka. Let's not go that far. Let's do a full proper rotation for like, to actually get a relatively accurate number. We're gonna do, I think we just do EQ then, yeah.
The story has only just... I'm going in! Absorption test and a...
Up the ante! Thunder! We didn't crit. Of course we didn't crit. Of course we didn't fucking crit. Alright, so this is 6 rotations. And if we can cheat out a tiny bit more by not going ER Sands on Durin. Right, we're doing EQ on Durin, not QE, so we don't need ER Sands if we're on Fav, but whatever. Now let's actually let's do Venti again, but this time we're gonna build him properly, and we're gonna give Durin a damage weapon. Yeah, it's only Mistsplitter, I guess. I mean, it's fine. Mistsplitter's not like that much better than like Wolfang or some shit. Yeah, I mean, our artifact quality is not that great to make up for it, and the artifact set is also not the best. Those things together probably balance out the Mistsplitter. Do we want to go Fav Venti and Bennett Burst and Bennett Skill Skip, or like Stringless Venti? Let's look at Stringless, I guess. Wow, this sucks. Now that we have a more damage focused weapon on Venti, we probably do Venti after Bennett. Oh, wait a second.
Turning point. Teamwork is trick. Brace yourself.
We lost the Bennett buff.
Thunder.
Okay. I mean, we're pretty stable at a little bit above 100k here. So I think that's the combo I like the most. N2C, N2CE, N2C, N2E.
Up the ante.
Right. How does... Yeah, the thing is like N2CE. We get 4-4. I guess it's 5-4 because we get the N1 at the end. No, we don't. And then 4-2 like this. Yeah, it makes sense. This is a pretty good combo. And you get all of that before Bennett uptime is over. If you do Venti, Bennett EQ, Venti, EQ, N2, and then Varka.
加速するぞ